Hello and welcome to the Cellar Door, New Zealand. I'm George and today I'm in the gorgeous Hawke's Bay, getting ready for a bit of luxury. And what better place to start than Church Road? Before continuing our journey down New Zealand, we're heading to the east coast region of Hawke's Bay. Hawke's Bay is New Zealand's Art Deco capital, with the cities of Napier and Hastings rebuilt in the architectural style following the devastating 1931 earthquake. Blessed with fertile soils and a warm, temperate climate, Hawke's Bay is among New Zealand's leading producers of wine, and is the newest member of the Great Wine Capitals, recognising the region's exceptional quality wines and tourism. Later on, I'll be heading to Cape Kidnappers for a healthy dose of luxury and dining. But first, there's also plenty on offer at Church Road Winery in Napier. Since 1897, Church Road have been at the forefront of the region's wine industry, pioneering the creation of exceptional Bordeaux-style red wine. Salut! First up, a quick welcome drink with Brent. Brent, thank you so much for having me here at Church Road.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Great to have you over our side of the ditch.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for this lovely bubble on arrival.
Cheers.
Cheers. Setting the bar pretty high.
Well, we thought we'd start off with introducing you here to our Cellar Door exclusive, Blanc de Blanc.
Ah.
So this is the only place you can buy this wine.
Oh, I love an exclusive.
Well, it's a great way to start, I think.
It is indeed. Now, you're in charge of the team here at Church Road.
Yes. So I look after basically the customer focusing part of the business. So the Cellar Door area, the restaurant, we have a lot of events, experiences.
You've got
everything.
beautiful grounds here.
Yeah, we're very lucky actually. In fact, annually we host sort of international concert acts and we get around about 6,000 people coming along. So it's
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So big numbers.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to be able to, provide a venue, great music act and showcase our wines.
And I mean, this winery is it's sort of integral to this area and to New Zealand wines, I guess.
Yeah, it's one of the country's oldest wineries. We were established in 1897, third oldest winery in fact, and we've got a long local history. There's lots of locals that have been entwined and quite instrumental in not only shaping our brand, but also New Zealand winemaking.
It must be a real privilege to work at such an historical place.
Yeah, it's something that we don't take lightly. We're also, I'll balance that off where we also don't take ourselves too seriously either.
Sure.
But it is a privilege, it's a legacy in a way that we continue to tell the stories in such a way that I guess that the innovation, the drive, the passion comes through and not only what the stories that we're telling, but also in the wine that we produce as well.
And you showcase some parts of that history in a few of the experiences I think I get to
Yes, you do.
partake in today.
I'll just give you a little bit of context. So the wine that you've tried is a Cellar Door exclusive, and that sort of sits outside of 6 ranges of wine that we produce. So today we're going to introduce you to Mitch and to Chelsea, and they're going to take you through 2 of the experiences that we've created that really highlight and focus and give you some context and a story behind not only the brand here itself, but the personality behind it.
Great.
And we're also really mindful to try and qualify a consumer and understand what is the driver behind their personal taste, their personal interest, and give the staff latitude to be able to try and come up with a bespoke experience that suits them personally from what we've ascertained.
Oh, great. What kind of experience would you construct for someone like me?
with you, what we would do,
Yes.
we'd probably understand a little bit more about when you enjoy your wine. What's the occasion? What's the celebration? Is there food? What are those sort of key touch points? We might get you to try a couple of different wines to help support our thinking around the rest of the wines that we'll show you. I think from here, we're going to introduce you to Mitch, and Mitch is going to take you through our Gwen experience. So be prepared to be challenged. It's going to really mess with your mind and that experience.
Intriguing.
Say no more. And probably, I think we'll finish off after that. I'll introduce you to Chelsea, and she'll take you through our Tom experience. And Tom is our flagship brand that casts everything else with our wine tiers cascade from.
Challenging, intriguing, and prestigious. You've got me in a nutshell.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, Fred.
Cheers.
Okay then, bring on the Gwen experience. Mitch, which Gwen are you?
Which Gwen am I?
Yeah. Is that a secret?
Chardonnay.
Are you a Chardonnay?
Yeah, Hawksley Chardonnay is beautiful. It's an elegant style Chardonnay, that one there. So yeah, it's a beautiful Chardonnay. But I'll just say the Gwen Chardonnay, it's really just a little bit of fun. And for us, it's just about having a glass of wine, enjoying it in the park, enjoying it with family, and the festivities really. And so with that, we have the Gwen experience. This is kind of what we call the Black Glass Challenge. So we have the 3 Gwen from the tier, and then we also have 2 Jokers. So really going to test your knowledge of what you know. So we do have, just so they are all numbered there. So I've poured them all blind, so George doesn't know what we have here. And if you'd like, you can taste through. And we do have some of the tasting notes that you can try to work out exactly what they are.
Okay.
But you can try to place them exactly to what you think.
Okay, great. Number 1, glass number 1. Ooh. Getting very passion fruity note. This is some kind of juice.
Could be.
Not a fermented grape kind.
It could be a Joker.
I'm going to put it in a Joker. I better remember it.
It's great for a group of people, just to be that interactive and have that little bit of fun, challenge yourselves in understanding what they know about wine. So.
Okay, well, speaking of what people know about wine, number 2.
Just say with the Gwen here, they're really quite dry and they're quite elegant wines. So I guess they're all sourced from the Hawke's Bay, so they're all premium quality fruit, hand harvested in whole bunch ways.
Getting slight minerality here. I reckon I've got a Pinot Gris happening in my hand with a lovely dry finish. We will be editing this to make sure that I know exactly what I'm talking about. You all have to sign non-disclosure agreements. Oh, got some fruit juice here, I reckon. Let's hope I'm right. I think this one is the Chardonnay because it is a little more mellow than the Pinot. Pinot's a bit fresher, a bit more like bright. Yep. And then
I don't want to give too much away.
No, I know your poker face is very good. No, I reckon that's the rosé. Number 2 is the rosé. Number 5 is the Pinot. Okay, how did I do, Mitch?
You did really well. You got both the Jokers.
I got both the Jokers, everybody.
That's really good.
Well done, me.
Glass 2 is actually the Gwen Chardonnay.
Okay, great. Yep.
Glass 4 was the rosé.
Of course,
and then glass 5 was the Pinot Gris.
So I can tell the difference between juice and wine, everyone. Okay, so I mixed up the rosé and Chardonnay. That's not too bad for a cold start, especially when all were equally delicious. Plenty more coming up. See you soon. I'm at Church Road Winery, and after the Gwen experience, it's time to kick it up a gear and try the very best of what Church Road has to offer. So Chelsea is taking us down into the old wine tanks. The underground area has been restored into a unique museum with some finely crafted displays. This underground museum is laid out in what used to be working wine tanks and is the only site in New Zealand, and maybe the world, that offers this unique historical experience. And luckily for me, some delicious wines. So Chelsea, we are in the old wine tanks.
Right.
Yes, yeah, we are sitting in Tom McDonald's original concrete tanks that he used to make his wine in.
Amazing. And we're going to taste some of his namesake wine, I believe.
Yes, so Tom is our flagship range of wines. We produced the original Tom Bordeaux blend in 1995, and we only make the Toms in exceptional years.
Tom McDonald was the winemaker for 54 years, pioneering Hawke's Bay's wine industry and New Zealand's first prestige red.
He was really instrumental in getting Cabernet Sauvignon and Chardonnay specifically to become a part of New Zealand's wine scene. So we call him the father of red wine, as he was the one that made the first commercially sold Cabernet in the country.
And this is, of course, the Tom experience.
Yes. So it's the chance for our winemaking team to basically take the absolute best fruits in the best years from the best sites and create the most harmonious and delicious wine possible.
Yum, sounds appetizing. And we've got 2 glasses of each wine, I believe, because they're different vintages.
Yes, that's right. So on the Tom experience, we take guests through some wines that they wouldn't otherwise be able to try. So we're pulling wines out of our library that we've aged for quite some time.
And the food is also a part of this experience?
Yeah, so we take guests through a Chardonnay flight. And everything's done in the Riedel Varietas glassware, so you're getting the proper glassware to help enhance the smell and the flavor of that wine. And then we've got dishes that pair with each flight just to show different expressions of the wine, because I don't know if you like pairing wine with food, but it's, yeah, when you get a really good pairing, you have changes in the dish, changes in the wine, and so we like to just give people the opportunity to see what the wines taste like on their own, what they taste like with a meal, and how the whole experience really brings it together.
After the flight of Chardonnay, it's time for the reds. So we're at the second flight?
Yes. So this is our Syrah flight. So we're taking you through 3 different vintages of the Tom Syrah. And going across the different vintages really gives you the opportunity to see how the wine changes with age. And what you can kind of expect if you're holding on to those wines a little bit longer rather than just purchasing them and drinking them now. But we also get to show...
Saving them?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, most people don't save them, but it is nice to show the change in winemaking philosophy over the years, because we actually do have the very first Tom Syrah that we ever made in the
As
flight.
part of this flight?
Yeah.
I feel like it might exude opulence, perhaps, and will be full-bodied, rich, ripe, and I'd say fragrant.
Yes,
Oh.
you are absolutely right, George, in
How
all
about
of those
that?
things. Yeah. Syrah is kind of a hero grape for the Hawke's Bay as well. So many awards internationally competing against other countries with Syrah. So definitely some beautiful Syrahs coming out of the region.
And also some beautiful food coming out of the kitchen. Tom wines are only made in exceptional vintages, so this is truly a treat. But there's still more to come, which is fine by me. Next flight, please. And so, our final flight.
Yes, so what you have in front of you is the flight of our flagship wine, which is our Tom Bordeaux blend. So you have a Cabernet dominant version, in the middle a Merlot dominant version, and on the right another Cabernet dominant version. So our winemakers can choose what's the best fruit that came out of that year to make up the majority of the blend, and it can change back and forth just based on the quality of the fruit. So 3 very different wines across 7 years of age to just give you an idea of, again, how aging wine can really change it and how well these wines cellar.
What a privilege to be able to sample such an iconic library. Thank you so much for sharing it with me.
Thank you so much for joining us.
These wines can be found at www.vntnr.co. I could happily stay here for the rest of the day, but my time in Hawke's Bay is not over yet. See you after the break. After that healthy dose of wine, I'm glad to be staying nearby, so I'm rounding Hawke's Bay to Cape Kidnappers, an extraordinary sandstone headland and home to the largest gannet colony in the world. and an epic golf course. High atop the headland lies the farm, a 5-star lodge, spa, restaurant and, yes, a working farm. Ranked as one of the top hotels in New Zealand and Australia, the rooms and views at Cape Kidnappers are stunning. Well, it's been a great tour of New Zealand so far. I think that I'm going to end it here, and I live at the farm now. So, good luck everybody. Bye! Kelly, I need help driving this thing. Can you drop me off at the lodge? Kelly? Kelly! Turns out I cannot in fact live here forever. For those wishing to take in some bird life, there is a sanctuary high up on the hill where you can see the cheeky kaka and the beautiful kakariki. Back down at the lodge, it's a little too cold for a dip, but the restaurant sounds perfect. I've had a delicious morning and now I'm in for a delicious afternoon. I am at the farm at Cape Kidnappers and Executive Chef James is about to whip up a dish just for me. Let's go. The farm welcomes guests and day visitors with a set course menu that changes daily, depending on what's in season at the property. I'm meeting Chef James in the kitchen of one of the guest houses.
I'm going to make a simple beetroot salad, produce all from our garden here at the farm.
Oh, gorgeous.
Beetroot that's been confit, raw shaved beetroot, guava, and then we've just got some interesting leaves, some nasturtium.
They're very small
That's
nasturtium.
these ones here.
Yeah.
Yep, rosemary flowers,
Uh-huh.
coriander flowers, rocket, some fennel, and then some smoked almonds and a goat's cheese custard.
Goat's cheese custard? Yum. Let's get into it. All the vegetables are grown on the farm. Can't get more local than that. First in, the confit beetroot.
The vegetable garden's always a conversation between me and the head gardener. I'll give him a wish list and then he sort of comes back to me with the reality of what's possible to achieve that season.
How closely aligned are those lists usually?
We're pretty close,
that's
really.
Have you been working together for a long time?
Yeah, the full time I've been here at the farm, so 9 years. So the beetroots I've just dressed with a little Cape Sav dressing, shallots and olive oil, and some Cape Sav vinegar. And this is the goat's cheese custard.
Yum. And you design a pretty seasonal menu for the farm, don't you?
Yeah, with the garden here, we really try and stick to what we can achieve coming out of the garden for the season, and then supplementing that from local growers.
How big is the farm?
The property here is 6,500 acres.
Oh, wow.
So we stretch right out to the ocean past the golf course here.
Are you a golfer?
A very bad one, and a not very disciplined one.
Keep all that discipline and artistry for the kitchen. Then raw shaved beetroot. Rocket. Then the tiny nasturtium leaves. rosemary flowers, coriander flowers, do you draw your inspiration for the dishes, like what comes first, the produce that's available or a vision that sort of shifts around what you have?
Honestly, it can come either way. Sometimes you'll have an idea and build on it from there. Sometimes I'll be looking for inspiration and I'll find myself in the garden and I'll see what's there, and pretty quickly you come together with a dish.
Mm-hmm. This is looking so pretty. A touch of fennel. It's like a snowflake. No two dishes are the same.
No.
Some smoked almonds. And some tiny Chilean variety guavas.
It's just a little bit of beetroot puree from some of our trimming. And this is just a little local honey that we fermented with pine needles off the property.
Oh, wow. James, thank you so much. That looks gorgeous. I'm not going to attempt to replicate it, but I am going to eat it. Well, after another very hard day tasting delicious wine, it's time for me to finally relax. Hawke's Bay, you have been a delight. Thanks for watching the Cellar Door New Zealand, and I'll see you next time.